Hi, my name is Enrico. I work as a product manager and facilitator at Artium. In the next 5 minutes, I will walk you through this iteration retrospective template in Miro. The purpose of an iteration retrospective is for the whole team to look back at the past week or the past iteration and reflect on what happened and take adjustive action. This template is helping the reflection and taking action by using frames and giving time boxes for all those phases. Because reflection by itself without actions, it's not very useful. And taking action without really reflecting on what happened isn't useful either. When you first learn the template, you can open the sidebar with all the frames that are used. There is some facilitator's instructions with the breakdown of the activity and the timing. All up, it should take about 45 minutes. There is some padding there for you to end at the top of the hour or 1 hour and 15 minutes. Again, this is based on a team of 5 to 6 people looking back at about 1 week of work. Then we have a generic introduction. And this is for the team to know what's the purpose and the outcome of the session. It's always important to make sure that is clear to everyone. And there's a check-in activity to check how was the life on the team for the last iteration. So everyone put a sticky note next to if it was really bad or really exciting. You can also start a voting session on those elements if you would like to have some anonymity. And then we have appreciations for the team to think about something that someone did in the last iteration and to say thank you in a couple of words. This all up should take about 5 minutes, this check-in. And it allows you also for people that are late to kind of like give some time for them to join. And then we gather data. I usually do this for about 5 minutes. I ask the whole team to think about events. So not so much mad, sad, glad, not the four L's, but rather focusing on events, on something that happened in the last iteration. So remember about challenging events. You remember confusing events or satisfying events. And the challenging events that left you with negative energy or with no energy. Confusing are events that left you puzzled or with questions. And satisfying are events that left you with positive energy. Here I give some examples so that the group can understand what that could look like. And a bad example is something just like Jenkins. Instead, giving a bit more context to why this was a challenging event. And the same goes for a confusing or a satisfying event, giving a little bit more context, just a couple of words, not a poem, so that people will be able to understand what you're talking about. And so in this area, for about 5 minutes, we start collecting events. And then after we do that, we should have something like this, like a list of events. And we want to go from that to this, to clusters of those events. And so I give the group a few minutes to create those clusters. And if I have a lot of those clusters, I try to prioritize, asking which clusters will help the team to work more effectively, will help the team the most. And so we vote and we prioritize those discussions because unfortunately we don't have infinite time. So we need to prioritize. I usually time box 5 to 10 minutes. At the end of that, I ask the group to do a Roman vote. On 3, we all throw. Thumbs up means continue talking. Thumbs down is move on. So after you discuss 10 minutes, one of those clusters, it's important to land on, okay, what are some next steps that we can take? And I like those prompts here because they are very specific and they create a measurable action item, something that is time bound. So make sure that after that 5-10 minutes discussion, there is a next step captured. Don't take too many next steps and make sure that there is someone that will kind of carry this forward. I usually like to check those at the daily stand-up. You can check them at the beginning of retro. This really should take you into the 30 minutes and you'll already be at the top of the hour. And I really think it's important to leave the last 5 minutes to get feedback on the retrospective itself. This is a very simple activity to capture the return on time invested. There's a sticky note that I ask individuals to put on the number of the return on time invested. Inside the sticky, a delta. What is one idea that would make you, if this was a below average session, what would have made it an average session? And there's always a plus as well. So what is something that you liked about the session, even if it was below average? At the end, I look at all that feedback and we try and incorporate that in the following retrospectives.